Hello there, it's very nice to meet you. This is the first part of my Brilliant Diamond Randomizer Nuzlock challenge. I've randomized almost everything I could, even the shops are randomized. Only evolutions of the Pokémon and their moves are the same. I think all of you know the rules of a Nuzlocke challenge, but if not, don't worry, the rules are simple. Rule number 1, any Pokémon that faints is considered dead and must be released. Rule number 2, the player may only catch the first wild Pokémon encountered in each area and none else. If the first wild Pokémon encountered faints or flees, there are no second chances. And rule number 3, the player must nickname all of the Pokémon for the sake of forming stronger emotional bonds. We begin the game with the professor introducing us to the world of Pokémon. After we choose our look and name, the game starts with a message about red Gyarados and we find ourselves in our bedroom. Our rival, which by the way I called Ludo, is calling for us and our mom only knows that it is an emergency, but nothing more. Right when we try to leave the house, mom tells us that we shouldn't go into the tall grass because of the wild Pokémon. And I asked myself, is this the first time she leaves the house? Of course we're going straight to Ludo and check out what was that important. As we were about to enter his house, he bumps into us and he wants us to come to the lake with him. He wants to fine us 1 million Pokédollar if we were late, and then he immediately goes back into his house because he forgot something. Who is coming late now, The mom of Ludo is looking really tired. Guess her son cost her all of her energy. Looks like he forgot his bag and his guidebook. After leaving the city, he tells us about the red Gyarados we saw earlier on the TV and that he wants to check out the lake. Of course this is a genius idea, so we go with him. The professor and his assistant talk about the fact that there's nothing here and that he must have been wrong. After leaving the lake, he forgot his briefcase. I mean, the professor is old and maybe he has his brightest parts of his life behind him. But what's the excuse for his assistant? But whatever, good for us. We check out the briefcase and some white Starly are attacking us. We have no other choice but to take the Pokémon in the briefcase. I could choose between Celebi, Diglett or Psyduck. I know it's a little bit like cheating, but how could I not take the suspicious looking Celebi? With Celebi we had no problems beating that poor bird. After the fight you can still see at least 2 Pokeballs in the briefcase. The professor's assistant Lucas takes the briefcase and leaves the lake. We leave the lake and tell the professor that we took 2 Pokémon out of his briefcase, and his answer was, I see, that's how it is. And he leaves without taking the Pokémon back. I mean, I took a legendary and he doesn't even care a little bit. We go back home and our mom is giving us the running boots. And I ask myself again, was this the first time this girl leaves her house, or was she just never allowed to run? She tells us we need to visit the professor in Sunshine Town and explain the situation at the lake and that we had no other choice but to take a Pokémon out of his briefcase. On the way to Sunshine, we tackle our first encounter, but without the Pokéball it doesn't matter. Right in Sunshine, Lucas is waiting for us. As we were about to enter the lab, our rival is bumping into us again. His mom definitely must have a rough time with him. The professor gives us Celebi and a Pokédex, like a legendary is nothing. I had my first fight with Celebi and also want my last one with him. So I named him like the strongest person I know, Chi-Chi. After that, Lucas is showing us the important buildings in the town and we head back to say goodbye to our mother. We explain our situation to her and now our adventure can finally start. Not so fast, we don't have any Pokeballs yet, nothing starting yet. Like I said, I also randomized the shop, but it looks like there's nothing interesting yet. I don't see any Pokeballs, so let's hope that isn't a problem later in the run. Shortly after leaving Sunshine, Lucas is showing us how to catch a Pokemon and he gives us our first Pokeballs. Now, the Nuzlocke challenge begins. We instantly head back to Route 201 to catch our first Pokemon. After walking through the grass for a moment, we encounter Rhydon and of course we catched him. I called him Trillo for obvious reasons. Not a bad start if you ask me. The first thing on Route 202 was of course catching the next Pokémon. The first encounter of a new route is always exciting. This time Cherim hid in the grass. I tried to lower his HP and throw a Pokéball at him, but this dude had other plans for us. After healing himself a couple times, he used Leaf Age, which was very effective and our Rhydon left our team. But at least shortly after I catched Cherim and I called him Bing Bong. I made my way back to the Pokémon Center and released Trillo into the wild. He was a member of our team not for long, but we will never forget him. Nothing special happens on the way to the next city and we get there without much effort. Lucas tells us that we should catch more Pokémon. Dude, this is a Nuzlocke challenge. I can't catch more Pokémon. Silly amateur. Next we meet Ludo, who memorized whatever this is. Not again, can't he do something useful? We delivered him the parcel like his mother wanted from us. His mom got him 2 maps and because he only needs one, he gives the other one to us. On my normal playthrough, I had some problems with those kids here, so let's see what happens this time. The first one, throw Axie into the battle. Of course, I was a little worried at first, but he only used rest, so he was no match for my Bing Bong. And the second kid had a Wild Blam, but this wasn't a problem either. We talk with the Poketch guy and he wants us to find 3 clowns scattered around the city. After we answer the 3 easy questions from the clowns about Pokemon, we get a Poketch from the Poketch guy. This is a helpful tool, but for now it's useless. We leave the town on Route 204, and I think by now you know the drill, we catch a new Pokemon. This time, our first encounter was Shuckle, and after we lowered his HP, we catched him. And I called him Quirly. We make our way to the next city. Shortly after leaving Jubilife City, our rival Ludo wants to fight us. He had a Spinarak and a Kabuto. His highest Pokemon was level 9 and mine was 13. Looked like I was more than prepared for him, and I defeated him without any hiccups. After defeating this loser, I catched a Gligar on Route 203 and I called him Spike. I discovered that Bingbong has the ability Full Metal Body, and that means his stats can't be lowered by the enemy Pokemon, which is wonderful. Also on Route 203, I made an encounter with another legendary. Hearing the soundtrack made me excited. The legendary was Palkia. Sadly, I already catched a Pokemon on this route, but it was still cool. On the way to Urbex City, I stumbled across this man and he gave me the app Hidden Moves for my pocket. He also gave me the TM89, which contains Rock Smash, but I need a first badge to use it. After walking in circles for an eternity, I encountered Glyscor, which looks almost the same as Spike. I catched him and I called him Spike V2, and I think I don't need to explain why. Not long after I left the cave, this dude here thinks it's very important to show us the arena, which would be very nice, but the arena is right about the corner. Our next stop is the mine from Urbex City. We need to find a gym leader so we can get our first badge. The mine is also a new area, so of course we get our next family member. This time an Othering joins our team, and with him we have a full team. Spike V2, Gigi, Quirly, Bingbong, Spike and our newest member, Panda. Almost at the end of the mine we find the gym leader. He shows us how cool he is and that he can smash a rock. Very impressive. This stylish looking dude here has no idea we're playing a randomizer, and he tells us the gym leader has only rock type Pokemon. Silly little guy. We could go directly to the leader, but a little bit of free experience doesn't hurt. And like I said, those 2 guys didn't stand a chance against us. Now it's finally time for the gym leader. And remember, if any Pokemon faints, like Screwdriver, Hammer, Tonks, Armadillomon, he leaves the team. Am I prepared enough to beat him? Let's see. His first Pokemon was Arbok, and I used my well-trained Spike V2. Arbok's bite did very little damage, and Spike V2's Night Slash did decent damage. Slowly, very slowly, very slowly, Spike defeated his first Pokemon. His next Pokemon was an absolute powerhouse, Regice. I switched to Bingbong, which did a lucky crit with Leaf Age, but tanked a full super effective Icy Wind and lost nearly half of his HP. Great work, Bingbong, but now it's time for Spike. He immediately tanked a super effective Icy Wind as well and nearly died. Great work. In fear of losing him, I switched again. Now it's time for our powerhouse, Gigi. She was able to withstand the Icy Winds of Regice, and now we have a chance. Gigi's Confusion didn't do much damage to him, but it's okay because we can tank 1 or 2 more hits without dying. Our only risk is a critical hit from Regice. This time we try Mythical Leaf to see how much damage it does. It's pretty good, so next time we should use it again, right? Regice used his Icy Winds again, and now we are pretty low, but didn't back off since Magical Leaf could kill him. But for some reason we used Confusion again. Thankfully, our opponent was even more stupid than I was and used Charge Beam, which only tickled Gigi. Confusion nearly killed him. We can't hit the killing blow because we are going second now, so Regice could kill us first. Gigi takes his well-deserved rest and Quirly takes her Blaze. Quirly dodged Regice's attack, great job, now it's our chance to win. He uses Charge Beam again and we use Struggle Bug. Both did barely any damage, but Quirly has nearly full HP, while Regice will faint with the next attack. Quirly dodged again and landed the final blow on Regice. Quirly our hero. Next up is Heracross. He could potentially learn Earthquake through a TM, which is really dangerous, but luckily he didn't even use it once. Our hero has done enough and we sent out Spike V2, because he did so well early in the fight. But we only use him to heal Bingbong and switch him out. Some couple tackles later, Heracross goes down, and with him, finally the gym leader as well. We did it! We earned our first badge and we are now able to use Rock Smash. So far, this run was a walk in the park, but I know this can change very fast. But that's a story for the next part. Like and subscribe, bye!